What's up, guys? All right, let's go full screen first. Oh, I desperately need a haircut, dude. Need to buzz it down. Looking too bald these days. Yeah. So, welcome. Welcome. Today we got some really cool stuff. I decided to do this in stream. Because we got a lot of cards to go over today, guys. First off, welcome back to the channel. Trollkin here. Welcome to Draw Phase. Today we're going to go over all the cards released yesterday on the Proving Ground. Well, technically today. Sorry, I was thinking about it last night. On the Proving Grounds box set that's going to come out. And by the way, if you want these cards, please subscribe, because if we hit 500 subscribers, one of the first 500, I will be giving one of these away. So free stuff is cool. I'm sure those who are going to play the game are going to buy one themselves. However, you get an extra one, you can keep in the basement, and then one day when the stuff is out of print, it's going to be worth a lot of money, just like in any TCG. And then you got something to, sell, hopefully, and make some money. That is my gift to you. So don't forget, please hit the subscribe button, like, comment, do all those things, hit all the buttons, and then, yeah, you get some free stuff. Why not? And if we ever get to 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to be giving away a booster box in October, along with the other thing when it comes out. So, we got a lot to go over today, so let's get straight to it. I'm not going to waste any time. Is this the right one? Nope, there we go. Okay, so, Riot did a crazy thing, and they released all the cards for the Proving Grounds box set that's coming out. Now, there are 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24 cards that are exclusive to the box set. It will not be released in Origins. There are cards in the box set that you will be able to get by buying booster packs. Maybe they're in some of the theme decks. We're not too sure. We don't have the theme deck card lists out yet. So without further ado, we're going to go straight into it with a new champion unit in Annie. Fiery. So 6 runes, red, and we are with 4 might. And the ability is your spells and abilities deal 1 bonus damage. Each instance of damage they deal is increased by 1. So it seems like, from what I understand, that this is going to be more of a burn deck, right? Lots of spells going your way. Looking at the unit as itself, or the champion unit alone, 6 cost, 4 might. So it's not going to be doing much, battling on the battlefields, right? It's not going to do any fights. It's not going to participate in any showdowns. Rather, it's one of those champion units you want on the back burner at your base, because the effect is really strong. So that 1 extra damage might not seem a lot, but the breakpoints when it comes to might is going to be very significant. We're going to take a look at the rest of the cards. I know there's one that does 3 damage to all the battlefields. So with this out, it does 4. And that breakpoint between 3 and 4 might makes a big difference, right? Because on guard is a thing, right? If it's the only one on the battlefield, if it's a 2 might unit, it goes to 4, and this helps take it out. So yeah, and also Siphon Power, right? If you're doing 4 board clear and they trigger Siphon Power, that extra 1 might on the recruits won't do anything either. So depending on the support that this champion unit gets, along with its legend, I think it's pretty good. I think for a burn deck, it's going to be really good for like a spell slinger deck. So that is Annie. Furthermore, speaking of that, or one which is at a very high cost though, we have Firestorm. So 7 to deal 3 to all enemy units at a battlefield. Now, you're probably thinking that's a lot, considering we have other cards, I think, which is only like 9. Let's look at the one, I think it's not Incinerate. Incinerate's single target. Well, anyway, there is one card in blue that does like 12 damage to everything. I think it's like 7, 8, 9. 9. So for the extra 2 runes, doing an extra 4 damage is totally worth it. However, it just aligns with the playstyle of the deck, right? I think it's actually really good. I like this card. That 3 damage plus the champion unit extra damage, 4 to all, is pretty relevant. And we'll look into furthermore the support if it can get any discounts in terms of runes. However, it's still pretty good because it only hits all enemy units, right? Whereas the one, I forgot the name of it. It's like that 9 rune cost blue spell that does 12 to all the units. So the fact that it only targets enemy units is very important. And I think that's why it costs so much. So I like this card. Like, I'm definitely going to play Annie when it comes out because it's dope. It's really strong. And it's just like something that aligns with something that I played with, like Mono Red, and Magic the Gathering, stuff that I'm used to. So yeah, Firestorm, cool card. Yep, it only targets enemy units, pretty strong. Cost is a little high, but I think if you're sitting back and you're not really recycling runes as much as possible, then you should be okay. So next is Incinerate. 2 cost, action, speed, deal 2 damage to a unit at a battlefield. So again, just aligning with a burn deck. That's basically what Annie is. And yeah, so 2 cost is very cheap. Doesn't have to be recycled or anything. And action speed, you can deal 2 damage to a unit at a battlefield. If you're battling stuff at a showdown and it has like 2 more might left and you just want to take it out, do it. And it's a great thing to do early in the game. If they're stealing points and they're trying to like hold a battlefield and you just want to get rid of it, early game, turn 1, turn 2, units generally only have 2 to 3 might. So yeah, cool card, very fast, aggressive, cool little spell. So the next card we have is a new champion unit in green in Master Yi. While you have, first of all, 6 rune cost at 4, right? And 4 might. While you have 8 plus runes, I have plus 4. So for 6, it becomes 8. That is pretty strong. So you really have to kind of, I guess, like in this deck, you would have to make sure that you're not recycling as much and put all the gears in, or sorry, all the seals, so you're not recycling. So if you have enough seals out, this becomes really strong late game. Even if you can accelerate into 8 plus runes, which is pretty easy. It's not hard. It's at turn 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So like turn 6, you have a 6 cost unit with 8 might, which is incredibly strong. And also to protect it until it gets there, green has a lot of battle tricks and on guard and discipline and so many things. So I think Master Yi is going to be a pretty big impact on the game. My initial thought on Proving Grounds, right, was just going to be like vanilla cards that don't really do much, but it turns out that like these cards are really relevant and I think are going to be like top tier viable decks. So yeah, Master Yi, cool champion, with the benefit of having many runes on your base. So its support with a unit, with included into the Proving Grounds box set is Zephyr Sage. So 7 runes for 6 might unit with shield. So +1 when it's a defender. So it becomes 7. So 7. Yeah. So like it's like very kind of vanilla-ish, right? Kind of basically this card is kind of trying to teach you what shield is. That's exactly what it is. It's fair. Is it going to see play in like the meta? Probably not. But like when you get started with Proving Grounds and you're playing this with your friends, and it's so much value. Like for $30, I believe it is. In Europe at least, it's like 31 or 32 euros. For 4 decks just to play and like see if you like the game, and then if you do and you want to invest into it, then you can like buy the theme decks, buy booster packs and stuff like that. But the value of having like 4 pre-made decks, really cool. So those are one of the cards that's trying to teach you the shield mechanic, basically. The next card is another champion unit in Mind, with blue color, so Mind Rune blue. 7 in Lux. I'm not too sure. So 7 rune costs, 1 was of it gets recycled, 5 might unit, and it reads when you play a spell that costs 5 or more, give me +3 this turn. Okay, so I guess we'll have to see what kind of spells. I mean, we already know like a lot of blue spells, but it aligns with the flavor of the character in League of Legends because it was a spell slinger. I did play a little bit of League of Legends, so the fact that Lux kind of like follows the theme of like slinging spells is pretty cool. So this definitely goes into a control deck because then, like I said before, like there's some champion units you want to keep at your base, but if you're paying something that costs 5 or more, the fact that it has 8 might, it could go toe to toe with a lot of cards at battlefields. It could even take a battlefield with a bunch of small units in it. So pretty good, pretty good. But we have to see what other spells align with it. So yeah, cool card, dude. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to get Proving Grounds. And then we have Garen. All right, cool. So I did look at this card like earlier, and I'm iffy on this card. So it is 7 cost for only 5 might, which is, weak. It does have Assault 2 and Shield 2, right? So it gets +2 while he attacks if he goes to a battlefield, and he gets +2 on Defender when the opponent tries to conquer a battlefield. Now, would it just be better if it had a different effect, maybe like a deflect or something, and have just a 7 cost 7 unit? Then yeah, I totally would. I'd like that a lot better, because the issue is when it's just sitting there, it is susceptible to like spells, right? So it can just get like killed or nuked with spells. It's very susceptible to super mega death rocket in the Jinx deck. So when this is on a battlefield though, and you're playing a deck against units, then and you're not really afraid of it getting like single targeted by spells, then yeah, then it's good. But against any type of control deck that does damage singularly, especially like Jinx or something, it's just gonna get knocked out right away. And at 7 rune cost, it's gonna be, you're gonna be hurting pretty bad on the following turn or on your opponent's turn when you can't really respond with anything when you've tapped everything out. And it is like late game. So yeah, like it's okay. The thing is like Garen doesn't even go toe to toe with let's see here, with Master E, right? Because oh wait, what's bugging out? Master E has 8, so it can't even go toe to toe with him. So it's all right. It's okay. Let's look at some of the support cards to see if it's good. So the other spell card exclusive to Proving Grounds is a 7 cost spell, 6 runes, one of which is recycled at action speed. Give a friendly unit +3 this turn. Then choose an enemy unit. They deal damage equal to their mights to each other. So it's a fight card, very expensive fight card. But the fact that you get +3, kind of like ensures almost, depending on the situation, and depending on if they can react to anything, if they can react to this, that you probably gonna go over. So if you're using this with Garen, right? So it gives 8. They fight each other, but when they fight each other, I believe shield triggers, so he gets the 10. Okay. I think that's the way that the stack works, right? Because technically they go into fight, but it's given from then choose an enemy unit. They deal damage. No, because the showdown doesn't happen. Because this could happen at each other's bases. But does it? Because +2 on attacker or defender. I don't know. I guess I have to see the interaction. I have to read the rules on that. I don't know if assault triggers when things fight. If they do, then this card is really good with Garen. The thing is, like, it's such at a high cost. You're gonna need to put all your seals into your deck, which I think people should be doing anyway, to be fair. So yeah, cool card, high cost. And if you really like just need to like kill something that's just been like annoying you, then you can drop this bomb. 4 orange. The next card is another champion unit in Master Yi, which is cool. So you get like 2 different champion units of the same card, but just like different abilities. So it does have 8 costs, really high, with 6 might, ganking, and it enters ready. Okay, so it's a pretty straightforward card, right? At 8 costs, it can move around and kind of fly around, which is kind of like the flavor of the card. He's like dashing around in the full art here, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I mean, it's a fast card, right? It moves around. It can go, it can score a point, it enters ready, you can play it right away. The thing is that 8 costs, it's gonna need some support and like some spell cards. Sorry, at 8 cost with 6 might, it's gonna need some support with some spell cards and some battle tricks as it's moving around. But the fact that it can conquer 2 and score you 2 points and it enters ready, that is strong, right? You play it, you go to a battlefield, score a point, go to another battlefield, score another point. So it is a fast card that can like possibly win you the game if you're at 6 points and the battlefields are empty. Then yeah, sure, great. However, it needs support because it doesn't do anything other than that, you know. But yeah, cool card. I think it'll help you really get the point of entering ready, right? If you're playing the game for the first time, and the ganking ability, which is the point of the box set. So next, another champion unit in Annie, 4 with chaos colors now, in purple. So 4 might, 5 runes, one of which gets recycled. 3 might. Annie's stubborn. When you play me, return a spell from your trash to your hand. Yeah, I mean, this card's okay. I mean, you can dig into your trash, which is cool. However, it's only used once, and then you're stuck with the 3 might unit. Yeah, it's okay at best. Like, I don't think it'll see any like actual like top. It won't be in any top tier decks or anything. It's just mediocre at best. I mean, there's nothing much more to talk about this. Unless there's stuff in Chaos that you really want to be digging out of your trash. I mean, I guess it kind of aligns with Jinx. You could use this in Jinx, but I think the other Jinx are, like, the Jinx units are better. Like, the Maliciousness is pretty good. Because you are discarding a lot in Jinx aggro, right? And if you have something in your trash that you just, you know, had to discard because of the effects of the cards that you're playing, then, you know, for 5 runes, if you feel like playing it and you get a 3 might unit, you can grab it into your hand. So yeah, I think that's the only time it'll actually see, like, it'll be in a deck is in Jinx, right? But, you know, other than that, it's okay. It's okay at best. I'm not too crazy excited about that. Our next spell with in purple will be Flash. 2 runes at a reaction speed. Move up to 2 friendly units to base. Okay, so yeah, it's just, you know, you got stuff in the battlefield. They're going to initiate a showdown. And if you know you're going to lose, then you can let them conquer it, let them score the point, but you have your units. Cool. Yeah. No, I think that's great. I think that's a really good card. You know, and then later, you know, your units at your base, and you can kind of just, like, figure out a game plan to, like, take over the board or take over the battlefield. Yeah. That's a cool card. Yeah, I like it. I think it's cheap. It's at reaction speed, and it saves you units. Dope. Really cool. So next card is Blast of Power. Sorry if I'm going too fast on these cards, guys. It's just like there's so many cards to go over, so we're just gonna get straight into it. All right. We're gonna be banging these out. So 7 runes, 1 recycled at action speed. Kill a unit at a battlefield. Okay, so nah. Play on your turn or in showdowns. I mean, dude, it's really expensive. Like, if you're really behind just to kill a thing, I think Yellow already has better things, like in Hidden Blade and Call of the Week. I don't think you play this card. I think this is a card that you just play, like, with your friends at Proving Grounds. This card's, like, not good, dude. Yeah, Call of the Week, they have to choose, right? But Hidden Blade is much better because Hidden Blade is just much cheaper, and you get to kill a thing at a battlefield. Right? This is just a much more expensive Hidden Blade. without its ability to be hidden, and it's at a slower speed and action instead of reaction. So, yeah, this card's not good. Yeah, it's just like a card in the deck that is just like some removal. It's a very expensive hard removal. Next card, Ingaren. 7 rune, 1 recycled, 5 might. Garen commander. Other friendly units have +1 here. Okay, cool. So yeah, if you're doing like a minion deck, right, where you have a lot of stuff combined with Trifarian War Camp, I believe that's the one that gives everything +1. You get everything +2. The thing is, other friendly units, so it does not get that buff. So it is once again susceptible to Super Mega Death Rocket. And to give +1, if you mix it with like some recruits or something, maybe this can go into a Victor deck, right? Where there are 2/2s, and then you can do Siphon Power. Then there are 3/3s plus Trifarian War Camp. Then they become 4/4s. Yeah, okay. So yeah, there's like, recruits deck. It's decent. Yeah, it's okay. It's like above average, I guess you would say. The thing is, at 7 cost for 5 might, dude, that break point of 5 might is so important because a lot of people are going to be playing Jinx. And I know I keep saying it, but Super Mega Death Rocket is like trouble. It is a problem. Just at 5 might. If it had 1 more might, this card would be like really good. But just the fact that like it can get removed with a couple cards, then it makes it a little worse. But it's decent at best. Next, we have another Lux at 4 cost. Ooh, 4, really cheap. 2 might only, however. Crown Guard at reaction speed, you can add 2 mana. Oh! But it can only use to play spells. That doesn't matter, dude. That's ridiculous. Dude, you can tap just to add 2 more runes to use spells. No, that's really good. That's almost borderline broken. Listen, anything that can tap to play for 2 more is really good. I mean, to add 2. So at 4, so the next turn, 5, 6, 7. So you can play 7 runes. Yeah. No, this is amazing. This is awesome. It's only sitting at 2 might, so it can get sniped by certain cards and everything. But again, then they're wasting those cards just to get rid of this thing. The fact that you can add 2 to play spells at reaction speed is really, really good. Love this card. So definitely in a control deck. Dude, I'm going to play. I can't wait till they update Pixelborn. And then you can start playing. Because, like, wait, let's look at the looks when you play. All right, hold on. I mean, there's going to be cards for it. So blue, yellow with looks. There are the legend units coming up. That's really good, man. I like that a lot. Oh, sorry. I scrolled too far down here. Sorry, guys. I want to take a look at that. All right, cool. So let's see what combos with you can do with that Lux. So we have Recruit the Vanguard, 6 cost spell, action speed, play 4/1, recruit unit tokens. Okay, yeah. So this is for Garen. Yeah, Garen and Lux. So I mean, 4 and action speed recruits are cool, but like it's kind of just trying to teach you to like buddy him up with Garen, because then you have 8 plus 5, so 4, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You have 13 might at a battlefield if they follow Garen. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to see any like tournament play or anything, but I could be wrong. Next card, we have Vanguard Attendant. 7 runes, 1 recycled, 5 might. It enters ready. Cool. All right. So anything that enters ready, I think is really cool. It is expensive though. I think you should be doing other things with 7 runes that late in the game. However, if you need to score a point to win the game, then it's technically a game-winning card, really. If the battlefield's empty and they got nothing to do. So I think anything that enters ready is like really strong, right? You can just move around, and the fact that like, okay, there are cards that you can accelerate, right, for the same amount. Maybe I think maybe 6 costs. I know there's an accelerated Jinx that you can do for 2, right? Yeah. 6. So yeah, and that's at 4 might. So it's fair. I guess this is good. I like cards that enter ready. Like it'll definitely see some play in some certain decks, right? Um, but yeah. I like cards that enter ready. So I'll definitely give it a thumbs up. All right, so now we got our legends, guys. All right, so let's look at Anne. So this is the legend of the starter decks for the proving grounds. So we have Anne, Ni, Dark Child, and even says starter. At the end of your turn, ready 2 runes. Okay, cool. Yeah. So there's also some battlefields. There's a battlefield that when you are holding here, you can ready 2 runes. So the potential, if you have that out, to ready 4 runes, really strong, really strong. Makes you able to do things. Um, yep. So that's Annie. You play Annie, and you got runes to play all your cheap little spells with, right? So technically, at the end of your turn, you get to play. Is it Incinerate? I believe it's Incinerate. Yeah, you get to play Incinerate. That's pretty cool. You get to, yeah, dope. Um, Now, the one cool thing with the Annie deck is that it's the first time, I believe the first time, that we see a signature, not spell, but unit. But this guy's expensive. 8, 9, 10 runes, dude. 2 of which is recycled for 7 might. But its ability, when you play me, deal 3 damage to all units at battlefields. So even your units. So you have to play it carefully. However, that's pretty beefy. Well, it is beefy with 7 might, and then it does 3 damage to all units. But then it enters exhausted, so it can't really do anything after that. So it's like a 2-for-1 card, right? It pretty much has this spell, which was Firestorm. It's basically a Firestorm and a unit combined into one, for 10. So, yeah, I mean, Firestorm is already 7 runes, right? So for an extra 3, you get a 7 might unit. Yeah, that's pretty good. The thing is that late in the game, like uh, things with 3 might probably aren't going to be around anyway. However, I kind of like it. I just like first of all, I love the artwork. How he's just like buffed and like on fire, dude. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I guess we'll have to test it out. See how the meta shifts. But 3 damage is going to kill early game stuff that's been lingering around. Also, if you're going against Victor, this pretty much wipes all the recruits out at the battlefields, which is really strong unless they pay 2 siphon. No, they have to play all the siphon powers. That's pretty good. So yeah, cool card. Cool card. That's a cool signature unit. I think that's the first signature unit of the game too. So next we'll go into another Yi legend, right? Sorry, it is the legend of the Yi deck. Wuju Bladesman. While a friendly unit defends alone, it gets +2. All right, cool. That's a really good static ability. So there is a green card where if it defends alone on a battlefield, it gets +2. So this stacks again. So for 2 cost, for 2 runes, which is what this unit I'm talking about. Hold on, I'll take a look at it in a second. I'll show you guys later. It's 6 with Master E, and I think that's really good for 2 runes early game. So you get to hold down on the battlefield. The thing is, it's alone, so that's fine. That's doable because at alone you get to get a lot of benefits with On Guard and Discipline, and some other battle tricks or showdown tricks, I should say, with green. So yeah, that's really cool. I like it. Yeah, that's strong. That's actually pretty viable. Like, people could build like competitive decks with this. Yeah, it'd be something more along an aggressive deck, I guess you could say, or some like tricky showdown spell card decks. Cool, man. Yeah. I'm really surprised by it with Proving Grounds. I thought it was just gonna be like a bunch of vanilla cards with like some flavor text and some abilities, not too crazy strong. But the fact, remember, you can only get these cards in Proving Grounds, so you have to buy that stuff in order to get it. Next card is Highlander. It's a signature spell for Master Yi. Four runes at reaction speed, good. Choose a friendly unit. The next time it dies this turn, recall it exhausted instead. Monster Reborn. Yeah, so we got like yeah, we got Monster Reborn in a spell card. Cool. Yeah, I mean strong, dude. Reaction speed. This card's really, really good. And the thing is, you can basically like paint it, right? Because it says choose a friendly unit. The next time it dies, yeah, yeah, that's really good. So you have to do this before damage resolves at a showdown. So make sure you do it as soon as possible because afterwards it doesn't work, right? So once the damage is dealt, that won't happen. So make sure you play this correctly when the stack happens. Yeah, Monster Reborn, anything that take anything back or anything that like revives basically from being dead. That's absolutely amazing. That's so good, and only for 4 costs, dude. Um, Now we have the legend in Lux, Lady of Luminosity. When you play a spell that costs 5 or more, draw 1. All right, so let me think about this for a second. You're drawing. Then if you play the champion unit, adds 2. Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah, that's good. That's a good theme deck. That's a good legend. Any type of card draw is really good. And spells, blue and yellow have plenty of spells. Over 5. So yeah, cool. Speaking of spells over 5, we have Final Spark. At action speed, deal 8 damage to a unit. So 8 for 8. Yeah, really cool. You get to draw a card, deal 8 damage to a unit. Action speed. You can turn this. You can play this with 6 runes on base. When you have 6 runes with the champion unit we were talking about. Yeah, awesome. Next card, Might of Demacia in Garen. When you conquer, if you have 4+ units at that battlefield, draw 2. That's really strong. Drawing 2 cards is too good, man. Oh, God. That's dope. I really like that. Um, but having 4 units on a battlefield. So this has to be like a recruits deck, right? Without Victor. I think that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to capitalize on using all the vanguards, right? And there's other vanguards that makes another. The Death Knell machine evangelist or evangelist, I think it is. You're going to have to rely on recruits. You can even use the champion in Victor to grab some things. And we also have, along with Garen, Decisive Strike. Action. Give friendly units +2 this turn at 6. Siphon power is better, I think. I think giving things +2 is good, but for 6... It is all friendly units, but Grand Stratagem is for another 3 +3, another +3 might. So for 3 runes extra, you can get... Do you play this, though? I mean, +2 is good, and it does already have, like... In, yeah, the thing is, with the Garen deck, it seems like the recruits are going to have to be, like, on a battlefield with something in order to be good, right? Whereas in the Victor deck, you're using spells to pump them up and kind of, like, trick your opponent, right? Whereas they can see how you're telegraphing recruits and how strong they're going to be, right? With what's the other Garen that we're just talking about? Yep, with Commander Garen. And, what's the buff one? There's another buff here. No. I'm sorry. I'm wrong. It was the... No, that's it. That is the buff one. Yeah. Having +1 on here with this +2, and then the legend if you have +4. Okay, so yeah, it's basically you're buffing the units with other with I'm sorry, dude. It's been a long day. You're basically with this deck. You're buffing the units with other units' abilities, right? You can use Grand Stratagem still. Oh, the only thing is you lose Siphon Power because it is a Victor signature spell. But still pretty cool. The fact that you can still run Grand Stratagem in this deck and kind of just win the game. Yeah, it's cool with recruits. Yep. So, guys, those are the main cards that are exclusive to Proving Grounds. So there are 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24 cards. Now, along with that, in Proving Grounds, there will be some more vanilla cards, and we're going to go over them right now that can be available with purchasing boosters because they are actually in the Origin set, from what I understand. Because the way the card reveal was that there are some more vanilla cards, and we have our Poros finally, Pouty Poro. So I'm gonna go through these really fast because like it is really hot right now, and I'm dying right now. So I only went on stream just to go over these cards, right? And yeah, so Pouty Poro, 2 rune, 2 might, has deflect, very very simple, very reminiscent of the Poros in Runeterra, right? They did a thing, and then there were many of them, and many of them did other things. So yeah, cool unit. Basically, opponents have to choose to kill it. So Annie can't touch that with her little spell. Then we have, as I go down this, as they're loading, I'm looking for new stuff. Here we go. Playful Phantom. Vanilla card. 5 cost, 5. Done. Nothing to talk about other than its flavor text, which is my toys break so easily. The art's kind of cool. I actually like that. But yeah, that's it. It's a 5/5. That's it. 5 cost, 5 might. Very simple. Then we have another Poro. 2 runes with 2 might and a shield. So when it's defending, it has 3 might. Very simple. Very straightforward. Again, these cards are like the vanilla cards. They're like the common cards that will be coming with Proving Grounds, and pretty much like the common cards that are going to be like in some packs and stuff. However, Poros are cool. I've always liked like just the way they're drawn, honestly. All right, next card along in with Proving Grounds is going to be Falling Comet. 5, deal 6 to a unit damage. I mean, dealing 6 gets over the break point of 5. So 6 might units, 6 might champion units. Okay, Darius gets killed. A lot of things get killed. Okay, 5 costs without anything being recycled. It's actually kind of fair. Like if it was 4 and 1 recycled, then I'd be like kind of annoyed. But action speed just tapping 5 for 6 damage is fine. I think it's like a very like fair card, right, for its effect. It kills Yasuo. That's amazing too. I just realized that. Now this card's good. Yeah, pretty straightforward. But yeah, the fact Victor has something to kill Yasuo or any type of control deck also falls in line with Lux. You get to draw a card if it's your champion unit, and yeah. Cool. I think this card's dope, actually. Yeah, this card's pretty cool because it kills Yasuo and some other champions. Yeah, cool. Awesome. Dude, these cards are ridiculous, man. I'm so excited for the game comes out, dude. I just want it to come out. Next, Lecturing Yordle. 3 runes, 2 might. It is a tank, so it has to be assigned combat damage during the showdown first. So it's basically the first thing to die. And when you play me, draw 1. All right, cool. Yeah, sure. Sucks in some damage to protect whatever else is on the battlefield, and when you play it, you get to draw a card. Yep. So to dig in your depth, I think this goes in. This goes in Lux. I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah, this is a Lux card. This is a Lux card. Mega Mech. Ooh, another vanilla card. 7 runes with 8 might and no abilities. So let's read its flavor text. The art is also really cool. Mech fights have 2 rules. 1, no cheating, and 2, don't get caught cheating. Alright. You guys are funny. Next, we have, what else is new? Alright, so that was for Anne and Master Yi. And we have Singularity. These deal 6 damage. I'm sure. Wait, is that a typo? Right? Because, hold on. Comet has Deal 6. No, okay, never mind. Deal 6 to up to 2 units. All right, cool. So, yeah, if you have your seals, right, you can play this at 4 with Lux. So, Lux, you can tap for 2, right, if you have the champion unit on your base. With 4 runes, 2, and you tap your 2 seals. Yeah, you could do this turn 4, which is ridiculous. And you can deal 6 damage to up to 2 units. Yeah, and you get to draw a card with the champion unit. Dude, Lux is going to be a really strong control deck for sure. Absolutely, I could see it. This card's good. 2, recycle, if you don't have your seals up, then it will be hurting a little more. But, dude, the fact that Lux is just, like, slinging spells to, like, kill things left and right coincides with her character in League of Legends, which is pretty cool. What else do we have for blue? I think that's it for blue. Unchecked Power was the card I was talking about, by the way. But the cost is also exhaust all friendly units and deal 12 to all units at battlefields. So, I mean, that's like a pretty much a game restart. All right, so we do have more for Garen colors, and Master Yi technically, right? Cannon Barrage, reaction, deal 2 to all enemy units in combat. Okay. That's really specific, though, isn't it? Right. So the showdown has to be happening. So this can only happen. Yeah, you can play before spells and everything, but to all units in combat. All right, cool. So if for some reason, okay, so I see where this card fits, right? So if for some reason, Victor deck, or even Yasuo deck, they're doing some tricks with like on guard, discipline, siphon power, what have you, anything that buffs units might during showdowns, before showdowns, and so forth. The fact that this can do an extra 2 damage to help like mitigate that break point of where they're going, and if you can reach that with the extra 2 damage, then it pretty much makes the showdown fair. So it's kind of like a counter in some way to buffing units, to making sure that they're dying. The fact that it targets only enemy units, really good, right? So you're not hurting it yourself. And at reaction speed for 3 cost, yeah, this card's good, man. That's a good card. It's a nice little trick, a nice little surprise to throw your opponent. Next, we're going in with a 2-cost spell in Confront with orange colors. Action, until you play this turn. Until units you play this turn enter ready. Draw 1. Okay, so if you want to like combo it with something big, right, you can, but you're going to have a lot of runes. And the fact that you can draw 1 is really cool. Like, even for 2 to draw 1 is fair enough. So, and units you play this turn, yeah, this card's good. So if you are looking at this, right, so anything that can enter ready with orange colors, Garen entering ready is really good. So it could attack with 7 might. For 2, Master Yi, it already enters ready, never mind. Yeah, okay. All the other things. Yeah, I mean, there's, like entering ready, drawing a card. Sure. It makes it tricksy. It makes it tricksy. So I like it. I think it's pretty good. Next card. Crackshot Corsair. When I attack, deal 1 damage to enemy unit here. Cool. I love cards like this, right? It's basically like tap, deal 1. Yeah, and you can choose too. So yeah, anything that they're when they're shifting around the damage, because they get to choose how much might everything is taking, right? Or how much damage everything is taking. You could, if they decide to like save one thing and it really is because of that 1 might, then this kind of just like evens the playing field and kind of like takes care of it. So yeah, cool. I like cards like that, and it's at a fair cost. 3 for 3. This card's actually really good. The fact I can do an extra damage, right, to anything, to any enemy unit, and the fair cost of 3 for 3, awesome, cool card. Next we have, so many cards. 5/5 with Dune Drake. When I attack, give me +2 if there is a ready enemy unit here. Okay, so it's like situational, right? So if nothing's exhausted. And when it attacks, so anything, so it has to be of holding. Okay, so like that's like a good way to overcome like something that's been holding the battlefield. Um, it actually kills Garen, ironically, right? Because when Garen's defending, it becomes a 7 might unit, and this when it's attacking becomes a 7 might unit. Um, yeah, okay, so like if anything's, so this is good. Like if someone's been holding the battlefield, +2 is decent. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's it. It's like pretty basic actually. If there's something holding, it's if someone's holding the battlefield, play this card. 7 might on the battlefield. Attacking it is pretty good. So next we have that is in the proving grounds. All right, Mountain Drake. Finally, a dragon. Dude, the biggest vanilla card of them all, dude. 9 runes for 10 might. Yeah, okay, it has no effect, but that's still like pretty decent. I mean, you don't play this card in your, in any form of competitive play. But it is pretty cool. I mean, if you really want to ramp into another 10 might unit, I think Volibear is really the only one. Then yeah, go for it. But yeah, ridiculous. Cool. Let's read the flavor text. After centuries spent trying to understand dragon behavior, researchers can agree on one thing. If you're seeing that behavior up close, run. All right, cool, man. Cool, Riot. Cool. Let's keep on going. I'm gonna bang these out. I think that might be it. Actually, I think that's the last one. No. We still got purple. All right, cool. Morbid Return. 2 cost action. Return a unit from your trash to your hand. Cool. Awesome. You play this card. To get anything from your trash is really good. And it's a spell. Return a unit to your... Oh, but it's a unit. Okay. Yeah, sure, why not? If you're running like any type of aggro deck, right, and something's dead and you need that piece to kind of just be like a little more aggressive, then yeah, go for it. This card's cool. I like cheap spells that do like big things, right? So yeah, grabbing another Jinx from your trash is good. Any champion unit, that's cool. Yeah. If you're playing aggressive decks with Chaos and Red, then you can play this card. They can get anything though, even in like other control decks where you're using like different other different units. Was it like Nightmare or Nocturne? Right? Hold on, we can look real quick. Why is my browser bugging out so much and so weirdly? So like it grabs all these cards. All right, we'll talk about the other new cards first, and then we'll kind of like scroll down and see what it can grab. So Mystic Poro, 2 for 2. Vision, you get to look at the top of your card of your deck. Yeah, so early game, the fact that you can look at the top card of your deck, cool. Why not play it? Why not? Psy Scout, 6 runes for 5 might with Vision. You may play me to an open battlefield. Oh, that's cool. I like that. I like that a lot. You can score a point for 6 runes. And it has Vision. All right, cool. So definitely more of a control deck. We'll look further down to see if it aligns with anything better. But yeah, kind of cool of effect. The cost is a little high, but the fact that it's at the open battlefield is really dope. New card in Sneaky Deckhand. Sorry. You may also play me to an open battlefield. All right, cool. Yeah, that's good. This goes in Jinx, dude. 100%, man. Absolutely. The fact that it can go like, yeah, that's really cool. That's a good card. Yeah, this goes into Jinx 100%, and with Fortune too. With ganking, dude, you can score points a lot. Because it's so early game. With Obelisk of Power, you can play this turn 1. You can just score a point right away. Really good. I like cheap cards like that do like a lot of things. So what are we're talking about Morbid Return for 2, which is incredibly cheap. You can grab Kane. You can grab a Kog'Maw. And the fact that that's also 4, you can do feel, yeah. So Madden Marauder, you can grab. You can also grab red, like obviously Misfortune, dude. And to grab anything, Nocturne was the thing I was thinking about. Let's read this. When you look at cards from the top of your deck and you draw, yeah, okay, yeah, dude. I think honestly, in my professional and my own opinion, Morbid Return might be the card that everyone buys Proving Grounds for, because it's just guaranteed. Obviously, you can get this in packs, and it is a common, whatever. Um, but yeah, dude, that's really good. Any type of trash resurgence is always good to grab. Sneaky deckhand, we went over. Da, 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 da. Sorry, guys, we're going too fast. It is just hot, and I'm hungry. All right, back to back. New card. Also, in Proving Grounds. Common card. Reaction. Give 2 friendly units each +2 this turn. +4 for 3 at reaction speed. It's a good card. Nothing too crazy about it. It's very straightforward. I like it. You play this in Garen. You play this in maybe possibly. Nah, I wouldn't say Victor. I guess you could. Nah, in Victor you want to go wide and you want to win with Grand Stratagem or Siphon Power, really. Yeah, but still, even for other decks too, Leona can benefit from this as well. Yeah, give 2 friendly units each +2 this turn. All right, cool. Yeah, that's a pretty good, like, nice little combat trick. And anything at reaction speed is really good. You can play it whenever. And then we have another Poro, a Daring Porto, Assault +1. All right, so yeah, 2 for 2 gets Assault +1. Nothing too crazy there. I love Poros though. Let's see, why is this bugging out? All right, we got Petty Officer. 5 runes for 5 might. Assault +1. Alright, I mean, yeah, it's decent. It's just like a pretty basic, like, vanilla card. Nothing too crazy about it. Let's see, Vanguard Servant, a 4 for 4. Yeah. Vanguard. Yeah, so also just a vanilla card for Proving Grounds. Let's read the flavor text. The artwork is pretty cool, though. I like it. He knew his orders, hold a line, or there would be nothing left to hold. All right, cool. So, last stand type of flavor text. Noxian Drummer, 3 for 3. When I move to battlefield, play a 1 recruit unit token here. Oh, cool. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, so that's good. Lines with Garen, aligns with. That's cool because whenever it moves to a battlefield, you just get a unit. So if it's like bouncing back and forth, or you can give it ganking somehow, then you can just drop off units at battlefields as it's moving. Yeah, cool. I think you play this in Darius too, right? Yeah, sure. Why not? It's pretty good. It's like fair, 3 for 3. That alone is just like a vanilla card. But the fact that when it moves to a battlefield, you get another unit, and it's not like the strongest ability in the world, because there are other cards that just generate units as well. But yeah, it's decent. Let's see, Solari Chief, 6 runes, 1 recycled, 4 might. When you play me, choose an enemy unit. If it is stunned, kill it. Otherwise, stun it. All right, cool. Yeah, that's good. Dude, the fact that you can stun things already, right? And you can kind of just, like, knock it out. When it gets, you're gonna have to, like, very specifically combo it out though, and, like, make sure, like, you plan ahead with, like, your rune curve and everything. But yeah, the fact that it comes in, stuns a thing, it is a little, it has, like, little low might, but the fact that it can kill something is pretty cool for 6 potentially. And if not, then you can stun it and kind of combo into it next turn, right? Why not? Yeah, it's, like, decent, definitely good to, like, learn about stunning and removal for Proving Grounds. And I believe that's it, actually. I think that's all the cards. Yeah. I think we did get some battlefield, so let me look a little further down. I don't know if Fortified Prison was one. No, when you defend here, choose a unit. It gains shield 2 this combat. All right. So you can pretty much just hold here. Shield 2. So can you give this to Garen where he gets 4, so he becomes a 9 might unit on holding? All right, that's cool. So like if you're on a battlefield, right, and you've conquered it and you really do want to hold something, not necessarily just for the holding point, but also to make sure like a very important unit like on your side that is like doing work gets protected. This is a really cool battlefield. I like it. I think this will see a lot of play in a lot of like unit driven decks. Yeah, I mean it's just really good. I think it aligns with certain things that depending on how your like your play style forms. It does say new, but Reaver's Row is actually old. When you defend here, you may move. Yeah, so that's like nothing too crazy. Reckoner's Arena says it's new. When you hold here, activate the Conquer effect of units here. Activate the Conquer effect. I'm not too sure about that actually. I don't know what Conquer effects are, to be fair, so if anyone knows about that, please in the comments let me know. Conquer effects. Activate the Conquer effects of units here. Are there units that will be scoring points? When you hold here, you may channel one rune exhausted. Alright, that's cool. That's a new new battlefield in Star Tipped Peak. Then we have Trifarian Warcramp. That's actually not new, but I guess it'll like they highlight new because it'll be enlisted into the Proving Grounds decks. So yeah, those are the 4 battlefields that come in Proving Grounds. So you'll be getting Reaver's Row, Reckoner's Arena, Star Tipped Peak, obviously for Lux, and Trifarian Warcramp for Garen, which is pretty dope. Yeah, so, you know, it's showing you kind of like Riot was kind of like painting a path of. I'm sorry, 5. There's 5. Sorry, this is for Garen. Kind of painting a path of like how the decks are supposed to be structured and played, which is really cool. What are conquer effects of units? Oh yeah, wait, no, there are cards like when I conquer here, do this. So the fact that it can trigger again is really cool for just for holding. All right, so like if you're playing like cards that have like conquering triggers, the fact that you can trigger twice is cool. Let's look for one actually, to see how strong that battlefield actually is. I think I'm gonna have to, guys, let me know which cards have conquering effects. I'd really like to hear your insight on that battlefield. So basically, that is it. That is it. That is all we're going to be doing for today. I wanted to make this as short as possible, but we are running on how long? How long has this been going on for? Quite some time. Almost an hour now, dude. All right, so this is a lot longer than I wanted to be, but dude, with all these new cards, Proving Grounds, good on you, Riot, for like giving so many cards. And giving like a 4-player game to your fans. I think this box set for its price has so much value, and the fact that I thought there was going to be a lot of vanilla cards is not the case whatsoever. Some of these legends, some of these champion units are like tournament competitive valued cards. So yeah, thanks, Riot. I really appreciate that. So that is it for me, guys. I'm gonna call it quits. It is hot here. Stay tuned for the next stream. I'm gonna go over into some gameplay with Leona on Pixelborn, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All the cards that we looked over will be given away to one of the first 500 subscribers, so don't forget to subscribe. It is just literally a button and you get free stuff. Other than that, thanks a lot, guys. I really appreciate it, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Peace.